Now we're going to go over our September packet, which is a little bit bigger. One thing I wanted to say is that I did not make extras. This was a lot of paper to make for 30 students in my class and 30 students in the other 3 kindergarten classes. So we really need to keep these in a super safe place so little kids or doggies don't get a hold of it. Also, kindergartners, even when we get frustrated, it is totally okay to get frustrated. Everybody gets frustrated. I get frustrated with something every day, and that's normal. What's not okay is to be frustrated and then like scribble all over our paper. That's not okay because that's wasteful. And that's, when we get frustrated, we can belly breathe. We can put our hands on our belly and take deep breaths. Sometimes when I'm frustrated, it's really helpful to get a glass of water. I realize that I'm frustrated just because I'm thirsty. Sometimes when I'm frustrated, I just go sit outside in the sunshine for a little bit and just, look at the trees and the beautiful flowers. So those are all ways that we can deal with our frustration because sometimes doing work is frustrating. It's hard. So we want to make sure that when we're frustrated, we're taking breaks and handling that in a healthy way, not scribbling all over our paper. If it happens every once in a while, that's okay. We're learning. That's kindergarten. It's a learning year. But let's make sure we're not scribbling all over these papers because these papers are supposed to help us learn. Okay, so parents, same kind of deal. They're doing their journal every day. Now it's going to be their September journal. And then they'll do like the ST page. And then we'll be learning about colors for the first 2 weeks. And then harder shapes the 3rd week of September. And then on the 4th week of September, we'll be doing a number trace. So again, for September, try to make it easy peasy. September 1st, a hamster would make a good pet, a good school pet because, and now they're not going to be able to write, most students aren't going to be able to write on their own. So even if they sound it out, even if they only write one letter. So a hamster, they could copy hamster, would make a good pet because, let's say they want to say they are cute. So T for they, the letter R for the word R, cute, and they write a C or a K for cute. That's great. They're writing beginning sounds. That is wonderful. So I do not have an expectation that they are able to do this completely independently and have it be readable. They're learning how to write. So as long as they're tracing and maybe if they could do one of the sounds in the words that they're trying to write, that's awesome for right now. They'll learn how to write later on in kindergarten independently. So again, 9-2, September 3rd, September 4th, you get the picture. So that is their September journal. And then we'll go here. So they also need to do the S&T page. So this one is for 8:31 because that week starts on a Monday. So for 8:31, they'll do Q and R, but we'll see September 1st starts S and T, just like on here, S and T. And then the last thing they need to do for that day is learn about the color red. So when we're learning about red, we're learning how to spell it. And I will teach them on the Zooms like some songs. So if they don't know how to spell it, that's okay. They will learn. We just want to start saying like, what letters do you see in the word red? And so what kind of things are red? A barn is red. A crab is red. Strawberries are red. Sometimes apples are red. So they'll go ahead and practice coloring in the lines and they can practice tracking when they read, I see the red barn. I see the red crab, and so on and so forth. So it's red, orange, yellow, and then green for that week because it's a short week because of Labor Day. Actually, nope, it's not a short week because it's Labor Day. It's we just started on a Tuesday because we had to finish our other book. The next week is Labor Day. Okay, so then let's see. On September 8th, they're doing their journal again. Now we're doing these packets. So we're practicing on the sound. So as they're tracing, I want them to say, A says ah, A says ah, like that. So 9-8 is this page. and then they're practicing words. If you want, you could do other words. You could write some other words in for them, especially like if their name starts with A, and you could go over, so A says two sounds, like apple and ant, and then it also makes a long sound, A, like acorn and ape. Now, again, long and short sounds, we preview it at the beginning of the year. Some kids pick it up right away. Some kids need a little bit more time. That's totally okay. We have that all planned out in the year. We'll revisit this multiple times until all of the students understand it. Also on 9-8 is the B page. So now they're doing 4 pages a day because now we're into the year a little bit more. And the next thing for the 8th is the color blue. So they're doing the same packet except for that it is for blue, purple, black, and brown. That takes us through the second week, which is the short week with Labor Day. The next week is the 14th through the 18th. Again, they're doing their journals. They're doing the same packet except for that it's I through R now. And they are doing harder shapes. So hearts. Oh, I think it got stapled backwards. Sorry about that. Sometimes the machine is a little bit tricky to use. For 9-15, they're learning octagons, then stars. Oh, sorry about this. 9-15, so 9, okay. Oh, Miss Thomas, see, sometimes I even make mistakes. So the 14th, they're doing hearts. The 15th, they're doing octagons. The 16th, they'll be doing stars. The 17th, they'll be doing the pentagon. And finishing up on Friday, trapezoids. So that is their shape book. And that'll get us through the 18th. And then the week of the 21st, the last week we have work for, you'll do your journal again. You'll do sounds. This is S through Z. And then the last page, the last day on Friday, the 25th, they're writing all of their A, B, C's together and their numbers through 20, and they're tracing lines. And I know this seems simplistic, but it's so good for them to practice. This will help them later on with their letter formation of just practicing and getting really good pencil skills. Last but not least is math for this week. So we're not just asking them to trace, like I want them counting as they're going. So practice, we call it rote counting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, that's called rote counting. They're just counting again and again and again, one number after the other. They do 1 through 20 and then they write 1 through 20 on their own. This is going to be hard for them. I totally know that. We actually do this every single Monday through the whole year. And it's tricky, especially fives. Fives are very tricky, but that's okay because the only way to get better is by doing it. One of the reasons I love teaching kindergarten, I actually have taught every grade level, kinder through 5th grade. The reason I love kindergarten the most is because of their growth potential. So every year I have kids that come in that can't write their name, they can't write the number 5, that cry when we have to start writing. And I'll say, Love Bug, you just got to keep working at it. Like, I know that it's hard. The only way, literally the only way to get better about doing hard things is to keep doing them. If you avoid doing them, you're never going to get better. And it's so cool to see, like, even after a week, they know how to cut and they know how to write their name. And then after 2 weeks, they know how to do more things. And after 3 weeks, they're more proficient. And after 4 weeks, it's like, remember when you didn't know how to write the number 5 and now you don't even think twice about it? It's so easy. So this is essential for them to keep practicing. Again, it's going to be a challenge, totally normal. But later on, like when they're in 2nd grade, 3rd grade, I don't want them getting problems wrong because they didn't write their numbers correctly. So that's why I really want to focus on it at the beginning of the year to help them later on in their academic career. The backside is, again, a letter trace, same thing. I don't want them getting marked wrong on tests that are handwritten because they didn't know how to make their letters. I don't want their letter formation to be a hindrance later on when they're trying to write fluently and they're trying to sound out a word and then they're thinking, oh yeah, oh that's a T sound. Okay, how do I write the letter T? I want them to just know it by muscle memory. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I know it was a lot of information. I don't know any other way to get it to you guys other than the video, so that's why I think the videos are cool, because you could watch them multiple times. Some of you have other kids, and so it'll totally make sense to you, and some of you, maybe this is your first kiddo at school, and so you want to watch it multiple times. Reach out to me. I'm going to put my email address. That's the best way to get a hold of me on the welcome letter. Also, we'll be using an app called Class Dojo. I'm going to have directions to that in this packet too. So in this packet, you'll have your August packet. You'll have your September packet. You'll have a letter from me, an introduction letter from me with my email address, with this video and the September video. And you'll have a Class Dojo welcome letter. It's an app you can get on your phone, and it's like a messaging app that we could easily message back and forth. So email and messaging me on Class Dojo are the easiest ways to get a hold of me. Hope that makes sense. I know this was a longer video. Thanks for hanging with me.